My name's Taylor Canupp, and I'm a University of South Carolina middle-level education student and student teacher in Richland 1 School District, a district in South Carolina that is surprisingly more competitive in pay than most. But South Carolina's average teacher salary is still much lower than the national average. Current data reveals that South Carolina is in the bottom half of state ranks for both starting and average salaries. Yet, multiple politicians and community members are constantly discussing the importance of raising our U.S. news education ranking from the current standing at number 43. Imagine loving your job, but struggling to afford rent, groceries, or student loan payments. Now imagine being responsible for educating the next generation while feeling undervalued by the state you serve. For thousands of teachers in South Carolina, this isn't just a hypothetical, it's a reality. South Carolina controls teacher pay through a statewide minimum salary schedule established under the South Carolina Code 59-20-50, part of the Education Finance Act. While this does make a minimum salary, the minimum has failed to keep pace with inflation, cost of living, and national averages. In order to solve the current problems that South Carolina is facing, South Carolina officials must raise the state minimum teacher salary in order to retain qualified educators and support their student success. This does not just apply to new and incoming teachers, but also the current working professionals who have consistently and continuously given their all to all the students in their classrooms. Patrick Kelly of the Palmetto State Teachers Association, an organization I've been part of for a year now, recently did an interview with the Southeast News Leader. In the recording, we hear Kelly discuss the current struggles of a South Carolina teacher. In this, Kelly states that teacher pay continues to be a significant part of the conversation. The governor has repeatedly called for the General Assembly to raise the statewide minimum teacher pay to $50,000 by 2026. The state minimum teacher salary schedule determines the lowest amount a school district is legally allowed to pay for a certified teacher based on years of experience. School districts can pay more, but many, especially those in rural towns and low-income districts, only budget to afford the minimum. Each year, the General Assembly may vote to raise the salary floor through the state budget, but these increases are often modest, temporary, or fail to reflect the inflation rates that you're seeing in the world. As a result, South Carolina consistently ranks near the bottom nationally in average teacher pay. This matters because the minimum salary does not just affect first-year teachers looking for a job. It becomes the foundation for every step on the pay scale. When the floor is low, the entire structure suffers. So, what's the problem? Think of your favorite teacher. Did they ever seem stressed? Did you ever hear or see of a teacher or coach leave for a more profitable state or school district when you were in K through 12? South Carolina faces ongoing teacher shortages, particularly in rural districts, special education, and STEM subjects. Many teachers leave for neighboring states like North Carolina or Georgia, where starting salaries and long-term pay growth is higher. Others leave the profession entirely. When experienced teachers leave, students lose consistency, mentorship, and instructional quality. Schools are forced to rely on long-term substitutes or under-certified staff, which directly impacts the student's ability to learn. This past winter break, I worked as a substitute teacher in a York County, South Carolina school district. Although I appreciate what substitutes do for teachers, this gave me insight on how easy it is to become a substitute. In order to take the position, there are only 2 major trainings you must attend. But if you have classroom or even child experience, there is none. It doesn't matter if you want to go into elementary, middle, or high schools. It's the same training all around. Another thing this taught me was the cost of a substitute, $100 per day. This is only one of the costs that schools take in due to teacher shortages. The cost of constant turnover, recruitment, training, and substitute coverage is far greater than raising the cost of pay. Some argue that raising teacher pay is too expensive. I argue that investing in teachers is investing in stable schools, stronger communities, and better student outcomes. Education is not an expense, it's a necessity. So, what's the solution? The solution is not complicated. South Carolina must raise the minimum teaching pay not through one-time bonuses, but through a permanent increase in the salary floor. Raising the minimum would improve teacher retention, make South Carolina more competitive, support districts that cannot supplement locally, and show respect for experienced educators. This change must come from South Carolina's General Assembly, the primary change agent responsible for setting and funding the salary schedule. So, South Carolina already has the authority to set teacher pay. The question is whether the state is willing to value the professionals who educate their children or not. So my final statement for the South Carolina officials is this: raise the minimum, retain the teachers, and strengthen South Carolina's future. Thank you.